Namaste, Jai Hind, and thank you for staying with us here at CNN News 18. If it's elections, it is CNN News 18. Ladies and gentlemen, Himachal had voted, Gujarat has voted, the exit pollsters had collated the numbers, and if these numbers were to stay, then on the 8th of December, the dance of democracy will be in the BJP headquarters, because the BJP looks all set to retain Himachal and also Gujarat with perhaps best ever performance of the party. I'm Anand Narasimhan, and with me is Zaka Jacob in the election studio. And Zaka, as usual, with the magic wall, trying to figure out kahan se jeeti hogi is baar seete aur kahan se haar gaya hai Congress. We'll talk about all of that, but we've just got some of the numbers coming through. Let's have a quick look. So the latest coming in is the Himachal Survey numbers, which is giving the BJP a comfortable majority, much better than the 99 they did in 2017. It's giving the BJP 112 to 121 seats. Congress 51 to 61, so clearly a slide from their 77 the last time around. AAP breaks into the leaderboard with 4 to 7 seats, 1 to 3 to the others. So these are the projections compared to the 2017 results. Let's quickly go through what some of the other pollsters are also saying. So this is Chanakya Baat, 117 to 140, Congress 34 to 51, AAP 6 to 13, others 1 to 2. These are the numbers now. So look at the lowest number is 112 now. Chanakya Baat had said 117, Matrice says 112. But then the other pollsters start pushing the numbers up for the BJP. TVS survey, TV9 survey clearly says 125 to 130 seats, Congress 40 to 50, AAP 3 to 5, again in single digits. Compare that with the 2017 results. So once again, BJP getting bumped up slowly from that 112 to 117. Now the lower median is 125. Let's look at P-Marq. And at P-Marq, the numbers very clearly say that it's again, see the lower number median is getting bumped up. 128 to 148, 30 to 42. So the AAP slipping down further. Beg your pardon, Congress slipping down further. AAP rising, slowly breaching into double digits. Now, let's look at the ETG numbers. What does the ETG say? The pollster, their survey says it gives a fixed number, BJP breaching the 130 mark. This will be their best ever. Highest ever is 127 for them. Congress 41, AAP 6, others 4. So again, Congress struggling to get and stay in the 40s as far as ETG is concerned. Let's look at C-Voter. C-Voter is also bumping the BJP up. Minimum number is 128, their best ever again. AAP again 3, Congress 31, and others 2 to 6. So that's where the C-Voter is pushing. But overall, if you were to look at it, the higher median for the BJP is breaching the 140s, edging towards the 150s. Let's look at what today's Chanakya did. Today's Chanakya took them beyond 151 at the higher end. 150 is the today's Chanakya number. 19 for the Congress, and the party that gains is the Aam Aadmi Party with 11. And of course others. If this happens, then does the AAP psychologically replace the Congress as the opposition in Gujarat, and how big a victory will that be, and how big a story will that be for the AAP? So let's look at the next of the pollsters. You have Access My India, which again takes the BJP past the 150 mark. This is the highest, the outlier in this case, with 151 at the higher median. It brings the Congress down to 16 at the lowest level, but gives the AAP a high of 21 seats. If that happens, ladies and gentlemen, then once again, two pollsters are indicating that AAP could then take the place of the principal opposition in Gujarat. Let's look at how it all stacks up on this beautiful Alexa dome. Let's call it up. Bottom to top, it's 150 at today's Chanakya. Then C-Voter at 140. I'm reading the higher numbers. Access My India 151 for the BJP, ETG 131, and there you go. You then look at some of the others who've been a little conservative with the BJP. Matrice 121. P-Marq then takes it closer to 150 at 148. Chanakya Baat also puts the BJP at 140. The highest numbers for the AAP is 21. The lowest is 2. The Congress party, the highest number is 61, the lowest is 16. Such a big gap. Now, each of them reads the polls differently, their surveys and how they factor in. But overall, it just looks like BJP is coming back in Gujarat and in style. So the News 18 poll of polls also puts the number for the BJP somewhere in the 130s, 136. So it's gone up with the two pollsters coming in, and despite the Matri survey, it's brought it to 136 compared to 99. Look at that jump. And look at the slide for the Congress from 77 to 35. Zakir Jacob, over to you. What does that story mean?
Oh, I think it's a phenomenal story. These numbers, you said 136 is the News 18 poll of polls. So that's a jump of 37 seats from what the BJP got last time around. Even at the lower end, the most conservative end is 117. We haven't added the Matri's poll, but 117 is at the lowest end. That is, again, 18 seats more than what the BJP got in 2017. If you were to take the higher end, as Anand was saying, there are two polls that are putting them above 150. That would be record-breaking. No political party in the history of Gujarat since 1960, since the state was formed, has crossed that 150 mark. The highest was 149 in the famous Madhav Singh Solanki election in 1985, the calm election as it came to be known. But if BJP crosses 150, then definitely this would be a historic election, because nowhere in the history of Gujarat has that happened. The BJP's highest ever figure in the last 27 years that it's been in power is 127. And even at that lower end, I'm talking about at least 5 polls. 5 polls out of 6 which are saying that even at that lower end, the BJP will be making history, because they'll be crossing that 127 which they got in 2002. That was, remember, the first ever statewide election that Mr. Modi won in 2002. The Congress, there's a very, very sad story as far as the Congress is concerned. Again, at the lower end, 16 is the lowest figure that's been given. That's the Axis My India survey. And the highest is 51, which has been given by the Jan Ki Baat survey. Remember, the Congress party has never gone down below 40 seats in the state of Gujarat. Never broken that floor. That's like a floor, a basement ceiling as far as the Congress is concerned. But most of these surveys, at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 out of 6 are saying it is likely that the Congress could breach that floor of 40 seats. The Aam Aadmi Party, depending on which survey you look at, it could be in single digits. It could also be in double digits. I think the most is being given by the Axis survey, which says at the higher end they could get 21. If that were to happen and the Congress gets the lower end of that survey, which is 16, then you will have a complete change of the opposition space. The AAP can then rightfully claim that it is the principal opposition party in Gujarat. I, for one, don't think that that will happen. I think the Congress will still be the second largest party or the principal opposition. The AAP will give it a serious challenge, but not quite enough to overturn that. But the Congress needs to ask itself some tough questions. What are they doing wrong? Election after election, instead of challenging the BJP, instead of making use of anti-incumbency and riding high on it, the BJP is actually increasing its tally. And as per, like I said, 4 out of 6 surveys saying to the best ever that they have ever done in the state of Gujarat.
Absolutely. We've got our guests joining in, and we'll dive into the political and the analytics part of it. But it cannot be just the lack of a strong opposition. This is also a huge pro-incumbency vote.
Correct.
Because if it is a lack of a strong opposition, they would be somewhere around 100, 105 and say, "Theek hai yaar, aur koi hai nahi, there's no other alternative." Yeah. Tina factor would have come into play. But this is runaway, Zakir. That
Absolutely.
means there is a huge sentiment which believes that this government and or the BJP-led government in the state, and of course PM Narendra Modi and the government at the center over the last 8 years seems to be doing something right. It's beyond sentiment. It has to be beyond sentiment.
No, I think there is a base vote for the BJP. I mean, they're starting, like I said, the Congress's starting point this election was not 77. They got 77 last time, but 17 of them switched over sides to the BJP. So 60 was their starting point. Yeah. All surveys are saying they won't touch 60, right? The BJP starting point was 99. Even if conservatively you were to say the starting point of the BJP as a Sangathan, as a base vote, it has 90. Everything above that is the incremental vote. That's the Modi factor. Whether you end up at 99 or whether you end up at 150, that is the incremental vote, or that is the Modi factor. And I think almost all surveys, 2 of them saying it'll be record-breaking, they'll get to 150, which no other party has done, and 4 out of 6 saying they will better their own performance. Remember, this is the 20th year of Mr. Modi being in public office. He's been in office since 2001, 2022, 21st year. And to be coming back with a record performance in the 21st year in public office, I think that's incredible. I don't think that story in Indian politics, we have seen that kind of a story.
Yeah, and it's not just charisma, but it's also perhaps delivery or certain amount of belief. The lack of a strong, robust opposition, a constructive and a very, very cogent opposition perhaps plays a big role. Let's take this. We will discuss Gujarat first up, and then we will dive into Himachal. Syed Zafar Islam, BJP national spokesperson, is with us. We also have Arshpreet Khadial of the Congress party with us. We have Siddharth joining us from the Aam Aadmi party, Nalin Mehta, Tushar and Rashid Kidwai, all of them with us. My namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very much. This is just the exit pollsters. Results could be totally different, or they could just continue the same trend and the same vein. But let me ask you, Syed Zafar Islam, is this pro-incumbency? Is this Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Or is this lack of a strong, potent opposition that we're seeing manifest in the exit polls and the poll of polls here at News 18?
Well, it's a combination of both in terms of the admiration people of Gujarat, or for that matter, even people of Himachal Pradesh have for the Honorable Prime Minister. Also, there is no anti-incumbency. There is a pro-incumbency, of course, because if you have been to Gujarat, and where I had spent almost a month and a half, whoever you ask, they always say that we have preference, we have confidence in the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, as well as the State Chief Minister and the entire leadership of the Bharatiya Janata Party. While there is absolutely no confidence, and the party, in particular Congress party, does not lend any confidence to the people. And AAP is only making noise. I don't know how many seats they will get, but perhaps what I feel, as far as AAP is concerned, that they may not be able to open their account in the state of Gujarat. Himachal, of course, you people are not giving a single seat to AAP in Himachal Pradesh. But there are certain channels which are showing that in your polls also they suggest that they may get 4 seats. But it's very unlikely, because the people have shown a lot of preference for the Bharatiya Janata Party, because what we have delivered in last 27 years is something which is being acknowledged by the people of Gujarat.
Zafarji, the fact that you are saying that there seems to be a hint of a relief when you say that the AAP is not making big numbers or not getting on the leaderboard as strongly as they claim to. One aspect is that they have given you a run for the money in the MCD elections, Delhi Municipal Corporation elections, as per the exit polls are concerned. So clearly they are somebody who are trying to not just push the narrative, force the narrative, but also they are getting into the cognitive space. Now, whether with political parties today, they force the Prime Minister to take notice during the rallies, they force the Congress to pick up their arguments in Gujarat, and if they break into the numbers, Arshpreet Singh Khadial, there is huge danger that they may replace the Congress as the opposition in Gujarat very soon. Would you agree, disagree?
See, number one, of course, Aam Aadmi Party was never and is never going to be a threat to any national party, no matter what. Number two, with regards to the exit polls that we are referring to, there have been many occasions when the exit polls have gone horribly wrong. Whether it be the Lok Sabha exit polls of 2004 that went wrong, West Bengal's exit polls in 2021 went wrong, UP election 2017 exit polls went wrong, Bihar election 2020 went wrong, Punjab exit polls 2017 went wrong. So, there have been many, many instances. And number two, we all know that, certain entities in the media incline towards the Bharatiya Janata Party. And they would obviously want to showcase Bharatiya Janata Party in good light. So, as they say, actions speak louder than words. And the passion with which we are discussing exit polls, the same passion is being, followed by the people when it comes to discussing work. Therefore, which shows that there is massive anti-incumbency against the Bharatiya Janata Party. And this is not something that is just being said. In the very first year, after they were elected as the government, Vijay Rupani was dismissed with the entire cabinet. And number two, Bharatiya Janata Party had its own internal surveys done. Anti-incumbency was reflected in those surveys as well. And number three, Mobi tragedy just happened. Bilkis Bano case happened. And inflation is at an all-time high. Unemployment is at an all-time high. Education has been,
but
untouched.
the BJP scores also, Arshpreet Singh Khadial, are at an all-time high for the BJP. So if everything is at an all-time high, that should go against the BJP. Why are the pollsters showing numbers at an all-time high for the BJP electionally? And you may call certain entities names and you may want to brand them, but all the pollsters are pointing in the same direction. There is nobody who's giving.
May get it wrong. Some may overestimate. But once again, the general direction, I don't think pollsters get wrong. Of course, they are a very berated community in this country. They have often got it wrong, but in an election where almost all, look at these numbers, everyone is saying the direction is one way, and that is the BJP will win. The question is whether it's at the lower end at 117 or whether it's at the higher end at 151. No one is saying, not one single pollster is saying that the BJP's majority in Gujarat is under threat or that they will struggle to reach 92. No one is even saying that they will get to 99, which was the lowest that they'd hit in the 30 years that they've been in power, the 27 years that they've been in power. In 2017, they got to 99. Every one of these pollsters, even at the lower end, is giving at least 15 to 18 seats more than that 99, which was the base, like I said, the base from where the BJP started this election. Every pollster is giving more than that. So I think surely something is working for the BJP, that it's managed to increase its tally despite all the issues that Ashpreet is talking about. There's got to be a reason why they're able to increase their tally. It can't just be, media is not talking about it or pollsters are biased.
And the other aspect is you cannot afford to be in denial. You have to accept certain realities. And this is existential. In states which have been predominantly Congress versus BJP bastions or fights, direct fights, if the AAP is making inroads, and in certain states they have actually taken power and taken control, within 5 years of being active there or 7 years of being active there, you have to take what they are doing seriously, or you say take whatever you are not doing seriously. Siddharthji, I'm going to ask you this. Would you also agree, if based on the polls, that if you don't have boots on ground, if you don't have presence at booths, no matter how much noise you make on social media, you will end up in single digits?
See, as far as this argument goes.
Well, so to be very frank, in the past few weeks, in the din and the din and the cacophony of election campaigning, all of us have been very aggressive. For the first time, at least in this exit poll, even the Congress has, as per the exit polls, it has a chance in Himachal Pradesh. Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson is also apparently very happy because he is winning MCD. BJP is also very happy that it is winning Gujarat. That aside, so let us come to the crux of the matter, that is the exit polls. The numbers that you are showing right now on the screen show that BJP is between 117 and 151 seats, minimum to maximum. That is the margin is 20%. 20%. As far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, between 2 and 21 seats. That's a 200% margin. And as far as vote share is concerned, you are also showing 19%. One of the pollsters is showing 19% to Aam Aadmi Party. So that being so, that essentially means that the pollsters are also the confidence interval, what the data scientists call it as confidence interval, regarding Aam Aadmi Party is not as high as regards to BJP or Congress regarding Gujarat. My gut assessment, because we have been working in Gujarat, people have been yearning for a change. Entire generation wants to have a change. Our assessment still is that we are going to get more than 19% of the shares, the vote share that is already being predicted on your television screen. It is going to be much more than 19%.
One second, Siddharthji, there is a math to it. If you get more than 19%, which is you're essentially saying if you're going to get 1 out of 5 voters in the Gujarat election, then you will not be in single digits. I can assure you that. But most pollsters, again, look at this. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 6 pollsters are saying you'll be in single digits, right? And at 19% vote share, I don't know which poll you're referring to, I haven't seen that data. At 19% vote share, 1 out of 5 voters in Gujarat voting for you, you will not be in single digits. But give me a moment, because my colleague Anand is now going to take us over the skyline of the state of Gujarat. As that famous ad campaign once said, "Aiye kuch din guzariye Gujarat mein." He's now going to take us on that on that flight.
Well, for today that flight, it's kuch pal to guzarenge Gujarat mein. We've got to get the quadcopter down. This is something which we've tried to perfect here at Alexa. The quadcopter we're very proud of. It gives me a little bit of a tough time with the AI trying to play funny with me. But there you go. See, again, trying to land too close to me. I'm a little too close for comfort. Now please settle down. There you go. You settle down. Now can I get in? All right, I'm going to get in. Watch my head here and take my position. All right, there you go. Yeah, I'm settled, seated. Okay, this is better. Off we go. Now we're going to show you Gujarat, and it's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to show you. Aram se. Yeah, okay.
All right, there goes Anand. He'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes. But I want to go to Nalin Mehta and ask him this. I mean, you know, a lot about the Aam Aadmi Party and how it's going to eat into the Congress. Well, these exit poll numbers, if they hold, that hasn't quite panned out to the extent that the Aam Aadmi Party was hoping. The story to me is A, the BJP expanding its existing base from 99 seats. Like I said, the lower end 117, the higher end 151. That in itself is historic if that were to happen. And the story is also the Congress and the almost collapse of the Congress. Never in the last 30 years has the Congress party gone below 40 seats. Most of these pollsters, 4 out of 6, are saying they will breach that floor of 40 seats. They'll be less than 40 seats.
Absolutely, Zaka. I think what we are seeing with this landslide of the BJP, if these numbers hold in Gujarat, we are seeing a huge anti-incumbency against the opposition in Gujarat. This is an unprecedented happening in Indian politics, and even in Gujarat, which has long been a citadel of the BJP for 27-30 years now. In Gujarat, you are seeing a decimation of the opposition vote, because the opposition voter seems to be losing confidence in opposition leaders, which is why you are seeing the Congress going much lower than what it was last time, and the AAP not emerging as any kind of a serious challenger yet. So the opposition vote is split, but fundamentally, we've been talking a lot about lack of enthusiasm and so on, and lower voter turnout. Much of that is also because of this. So what you're seeing is a complete re-endorsement, if you like, of brand Modi, a big double thumbs up for brand Modi on the ideology of the BJP and of the cadre and the organization, and a double thumbs down for the Congress, for its essentially, if you're going to have generals who are going to not even be in the battlefield, your army is going to get massacred, and that's what's happening with the Congress in Gujarat. So you're seeing a state almost like an opposition-less state in this election.
Tushar Gupta,
and the apathy
the problem
of the election campaign is reflecting in these results.
Tushar Gupta, the problem for the Congress is, in the last election, Rahul Gandhi was at front and center of that election campaign. He was in Gujarat, camped out there, and they still did not manage to dislodge the BJP. They came close. They ran the BJP close. They came up to 77. This election, Rahul Gandhi was completely MIA. He went to Gujarat just for one day. They said, okay, let's keep the leadership away. Let's focus on the local candidates. That seems to be working worse. So then what does an opposition do? Because guest after guest has been telling us since 6 o'clock this evening, we need a strong opposition. A functioning democracy needs a well-oiled opposition, a strong opposition. Unfortunately, in Gujarat, we're not seeing any.
Good evening, Zaka. Good evening to all the panelists. Look, it's not just Gujarat where the Congress has just left everything to the local cadre. Look at what's happening in Uttar Pradesh. Look at what Congress was reduced to in Uttarakhand earlier this year, where they were expected to win. Punjab, they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory just months before the elections. Look at what happened to them in Bihar, where they became a liability for the coalition partners. Look, all the anti-incumbency vote we've been looking for, that came in 2017. Congress did manage 77 seats. But the interesting point, Zaka, is of those 77 seats, 49 seats that the Congress had were won with a winning margin of less than 10 percentage points. 77 seats, 49 won with a victory margin of less than 10 percentage points. So in 2022, when the Congress is absolutely nowhere in the fight, the Aam Aadmi Party is trying to get some attention, make some noise, continue with the optics and theatrics. that 10% vote margin, that 10% winning margin will come to haunt the Congress as they lose seat after seat. Now, less than 40 is no surprise. It is absolutely no surprise. The BJP is all set to register, in my humble opinion, more than 135 seats. This is what I wrote about a few days back on Swarajya. So at this moment, the important question is, at what point do we start looking at the 2024 elections and ask, where is the Congress in the entire Hindi belt? Where is it in North India? Where is it?
All right. Let me bring in Anand. He's now flying us over the beautiful skyline of Kevadia, overlooking the Statue of Unity. Anand.
Yes, I can hear the discussion, and Tushar was talking about 135 seats. Plus, let's see what the News 18 poll of polls is. But this is beautiful. I miss seeing this, ladies and gentlemen. I miss seeing this in my trip to Gujarat, because we got caught up in Surat and we couldn't drive to Kevadia. We headed straight to Vadodara. But this is a sight to behold. You must put it on your bucket list if you haven't been there already. It's surreal. And especially in this evening light, the Statue of Unity looks just phenomenal. So along with the Statue of Unity, as you enjoy this beautiful view of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel over the lovely Narmada and this vista which they have built, it's phenomenal. Let's also call up the News 18 poll of polls and what do those numbers talk about. So let's cue that up, and I'm going to ask Alexa to just use the left of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and the Statue of Unity to try and bring up those numbers and see how they stack up. And when they stack up in that manner, that party which is colored in saffron, the BJP coded in saffron, 136 seats, is after 2.5 decades in power. The 43 seats that are being won between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party is the anti-incumbency, or what the BJP did not do right or needs to do better. The 136 seats is the confidence that what they are doing is delivering on ground, and for what they have already done over the last 2.5 decades. And much of this credit also goes to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has championed a dream and a vision. Plus, he has gone back to his people and said, listen, I may have helped build this, I may have done a lot of other things, I may have taken the Gujarat model nationally and globally, but I have not forgotten my roots. I have not forgotten that I am from Gujarat, and whenever Gujarat wants something, I will deliver. So, even if there are panelists who talk about anti-incumbency, Zaka, as I hand it back to you, it was this government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that changed the entire cabinet. It was directly from the PMO, and that also gives a message to the voter that if there is dissonance, if there is distress, it is addressed. This is a government that listens, a party that wants to win, and it continues to show the hunger that it wants to govern. Perhaps that's what is reflecting in the mega poll of polls. Back to you in the studio. I'll be there in a bit.
All right. As we await Anand coming back here, Rashid, this is almost like an institutional presence. The BJP 27, and if they win another 5 years, that's 32 years in power. All right. Let me go across to, I think Radhika is there with us. All right, Radhika, if the BJP were to win, and almost all pollsters are saying the BJP will win, it's just a question of margin. At the lowest end, 117, at the highest end, 151. That's 32 years in power. I can't think of any comparable example other than maybe the left in Bengal, which was there in power for 34 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I traveled in Gujarat and I came back with absolutely no doubt that it was a BJP all the way. I mean, friends in Delhi were sort of piqued by the presence of the Aam Aadmi Party, and they said, no, that's going to cut into the BJP votes as well as the Congress votes. I said, look, it's too one-sided an election for the Aam Aadmi Party or the Congress to dent the BJP's strongholds. And, if the exit poll figures are accurate, I mean, let me caveat it by saying if they are accurate, then indeed it is clear that it is really the BJP's organizational infrastructure that has worked on the ground, because they kind of amped up their the presence of the Panna Pramukhs. I mean, I found that very striking this time. Instead of one Panna Pramukh per booth, they deployed 4 of them, and they divided the households to bring the voters, to maximize the presence of the voters on the booths. I mean, that kind of micro planning I have seldom seen, even in the BJP. the kind of thing that they deployed this time in
right.
Gujarat. I think they probably learned a lesson from the municipal polls or
Okay,
whatever.
Radhika, I'm going to come back to you.
And,
Anand is ready to come back into the studio. So, Anand, welcome back.
Yes, and if Himachal was cold, Gujarat was pleasant. Delhi is still cold. It's quite chill in the night. And let's open the dome and just set me back into the studio, the confines of the studio, which usually is quite chilly. But this is nice, warm and cozy. Aram se utarna bhai, please. This is all automated, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have the controls. It's all AI powered. So there you go. Thank you, Alexa. Thank you for setting me down nicely. I'm going to step out, yes, and I'm not going to bump my head. Last time I did. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. So I'm back in studio and I was listening into the conversation, Zaka. Those numbers say a different story. Those numbers say that this government has been able to get things right. Okay, all right. Before we take the conversation, too much of noise of the rotors. All right. Ho gaya bhai. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Well, so let's get back to the numbers. If it was so much of anti-incumbency or even a certain level of dissonance, you wouldn't have seen the numbers that you're seeing. And there were people who were saying out of, say, 2.5 crore, 4.5 crore voters, 82 lakh Panna Pramukhs. It's not a small number.
Absolutely.
Even if that number was exaggerated, if there were a few lakh Panna Pramukhs, did any of the opposition have it?
Exactly.
Were they putting in the hard? Who would put in the hard yards? Those who are playing catch up or those who are already here? The people who are ruling the roost, who could have just sat there and won 105 seats doing nothing, they were the one putting the hard yards.
What this shows to me, if these numbers, and I'm pretty sure that the number will be between the lower end and the higher end, between 117 and 151. What this shows is that the previous election, when you go back to 99 and 77, that was a complete aberration. That was not the norm. This is more the norm. This is more business as usual. This was a complete aberration. What happened was the Congress got some kind of false confidence, false bravado, that they will be able to start with this base of 77 seats or 60 seats, even if you discount the 17 who flipped sides. They had that false confidence or that false bravado because this was an aberration election. This is business as usual. 100 plus or 117 plus to 150 at the ceiling. That is where this election will end up being. And I think what also happened was for the BJP, it became a prestige battle because of the last election. They were reduced to double digits. They were not in triple digits for the first time in an election since 1995. For them, it was a prestige battle to show that they will not only get back to triple digits, but they will get back to the best ever performance that the BJP has done in Gujarat in the 27 years that it's been in power.
True, and Zafar Islamji, you cannot rest on your laurels. Yes, congratulations if these numbers hold and if you come back to power better than what you did last time in 2017. But there is the joke going the rounds on the ground that the Karyakartas of the BJP were just wiping the seats for imports from within the Congress party. A lot of your seats, your own incumbents did not get tickets or did not deserve to stay on. So you have a problem within the Sangathan too. You can't wish that away. And somewhere it will start creating dissonance when you start bringing in so many imports to help you win seats.
Anand, that's not correct. Actually, on the contrary, the Karyakartas are totally committed to the party's welfare, to party's ideology, and to party's success. And that's when you see that a lot of Panna Pramukhs are there, and they are committed to go to every household they have been assigned and motivate the people to come out and vote for the party. Secondly, what is more important that when you compare Congress party and for that matter, the differentiating factor between and the rest, that they have lost touch with the people, especially Congress party has lost connect with the people. And Bharatiya Janata Party on the contrary has not only cemented our connect with the people, but also improves our connectivity with them and through our Panna Pramukh and continuous engagement with them. That's when we feel that this time, especially on the ground, because having spent 1.5 months in the state of Gujarat, we feel, and everybody you speak there, that this time BJP will create history, and also Congress will create history. In terms of Congress will get the least seats this year, this time, and BJP will exceed all its expectation and previous records and break its previous record. And also break the records of Chimanbhai Patel that time when he got 149 seats.
Okay, let me
And
go to
that-
Siddharth
that-
Sharma of the AAP, because a lot
that
was
is-
said about AAP as well. You know, a lot of noise on social media, a
No, but
lot
that
of campaigning that the Delhi Chief Minister did there,
connectivity-
Mr. Sisodia did, Bhagwant Mann did. The point, Mr. Siddharth Sharma, is at the end of all of that, single digits at best is what you are left with. Which means that either, you didn't have boots on the ground to ensure that the voter is turned up, your voter is turned up at the booth, or you've been confined to just social media. That social media does not make it an election.
Zaka, I'll point out to a little paradox that you are saying. I'll stick to whatever is happening on your own TV screens. Jan Ki Baat, you are saying that 19% vote share Aam Aadmi Party is getting. This is not my data. This is the thing that is being flashed on the screen, according to your screen. So 19% of vote share for Aam Aadmi Party can easily translate into more than 35, 37 seats. That is a simple mathematics any of your viewers can do. But that aside, I'm not going into the polemics of it because this is an exit poll. Every exit pollster would have done his best to come out of it. We have also done certain surveys, and our prediction is we are going to get more than 30% vote share in Gujarat, and that will translate into much higher seat share than that is being predicted on television. And the precedence for it, just you can go 8 months before in Punjab, no pollster gave us 92 seats. No pollster gave us 92% seats. Be it 2013 Delhi elections, no pollster gave us 30% vote share and 28 seats. What happens is, whenever there is a rookie in the midst, it is very difficult for any pollster to come out with a very objective and correct measurement.
Okay. All right, give me one
more. Can I have 10 seconds?
Look, the number that you are saying between 19% and 30%, that's 1 in 5 as opposed to 1 in 3. If 1 in 3 voters are voting for you in Gujarat, Mr. Sharma, you will end up with close to 50 seats. I don't think any pollster, even including your own party-run polls, would have been giving you that. But anyway, give me a moment. I'm going to welcome Anand back into the studios. Yes, Anand.
Yes, let's call the quadcopter and shift focus from the state, because what's important, Zaka, is that if they're 19% vote share, 37 seats, then AAP is saying they're replacing Congress as the principal opposition in Gujarat.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen in Himachal? Himachal तो पंजाब से लग के है, दिल्ली से भी ज़्यादा दूर नहीं है. वहाँ आप कैसे करेंगी? आ जाइए, बैठिए, रुक जाइए. हाँ, get down further. I've made space for you. It's got a mind of its own, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got to be careful. And sometimes it can be temperamental. Last time it gave me a nasty bump. All right, let's go. Let's go and have a look at Himachal. It's looking beautiful at this point. That beautiful government resort hotel. That's where we're going to try and have some fun. I'll see you in a bit, Zaka.
All right. As Anand gives us a sky of Shimla, this is how the poll of polls is looking as far as, not the poll of polls, the different exit polls as far as Himachal is concerned. And like I said, unlike in Gujarat, where all the polls are predicting that the direction is that the BJP will win, it's only a question of how big that win is going to be. Here in the exit polls in Himachal, again, all of them are saying BJP is slightly ahead, except one, which is the Axis poll, which is saying that the Congress will win. And I said this in the previous hour as well. I think where all of these pollsters are differing from Axis is the number of rebels or independent candidates. Axis is giving a higher number of independents. These could be BJP rebels, these could be Congress rebels, between 4 and 8. None of the other pollsters are saying that. The other pollsters are saying rebels will be only 1 to 2. That's why they are predicting the BJP with its nose ahead. Nowhere close to the kind of majority that they have in Gujarat, or even for that matter, the majority that they had in the 2017 assembly. Now, let's go to Anand to try and figure out the poll of polls. All right, we'll go to him in just 1 second. Let's get one of the guests in, Ashpreet of the Congress party. So, Ashpreet, like I said, even in Himachal, where you stood a chance, where you are principal opposition party and the state has this tradition, this history of voting out incumbent governments, only one poll is saying that you stand a chance. 4 other polls are saying no.
See, the Congress party is definitely winning it. The Bharatiya Janata Party's 5 years of misrule is at the fag end. And we're not relying upon the exit polls here. We're relying upon the people, their mandate. And, it is unprecedented, nevertheless, that all the exit polls showed that the Aam Aadmi Party is scoring 0. All of them. and nine of them have this opinion about the Aam Aadmi Party. It is unprecedented, unusual, especially for a self-declared national party. As far as the Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned, all the issues, real issues of the people of Himachal Pradesh were left untouched, whether it be the OPS, whether it be, the apple horticulture farmers issue, the employment issue, the education issue. The Bharatiya Janata Party had no time for the people, but because 24/7 they have to campaign also. That is what their priority has always been.
All right.
Number three, Aam Aadmi Party. See, Aam Aadmi Party should basically understand one thing from here, that the dream, that Mr. Kejriwal's dream of becoming the next Prime Minister candidate is far from reality. To call it even a dream would be being very charitable when it comes to Mr. Kejriwal's being Prime Minister candidate in 2024.
We'll get to who will be the Prime Ministerial candidate against Mr. Modi. 2024 is 2 years away. Let's talk about the here and now. But anyway, let me come back to you in a second. We have Anand ready to take us through the skyline of Shimla.
Yes, I'm here. It's this beautiful government hotel. It's lovely lit, and in a dark night of Shimla, it just looks so colourful and beautiful. Interestingly, the exit polls are also based on people feedback, so it's not manufactured from thin air. But those polls are pointing to the fact that a party which should, as per Riwayat is concerned, or Rivaj is concerned, should come back into power. And at a time when the ruling disposition is facing huge amounts of anti-incumbency, there are local issues. It's not doing it. It's falling short. And the party that is expected to lose is bucking the trend, barely holding on to government as per the News 18 poll of polls. That's BJP with 36. The halfway mark is 34. 35 is absolute majority. 36 seats is what the poll of polls, mega poll of polls here at News 18 gives the BJP. The Congress is at 29, falling short of that halfway number and the majority number. There are three others who come into place. The Aam Aadmi Party is a big zero. But interestingly, what's happening is whether they score on the leaderboard or not, whether they get into single digits, double digits, or get nothing, they are part of the conversation now. This is exactly what happened in Punjab in 2017. They are part of the conversation in Himachal and in Gujarat. They moved away midway from Himachal to focus totally in Gujarat. Now perhaps going forward, the AAP may train its guns or perhaps its vision into Himachal going forward. What's happening is parties are now reacting. Those who dismissed the Jhadu are now taking cognizance of it. That's what's happening. I'm going to head back. It's a beautiful vista, beautiful view. One day we want to go down and have a cup of tea there too. Or maybe coffee, you don't know. But for the moment, back to you, Zaka. I'll join you there.
All right, it's a fascinating story. You would have imagined after its success in Punjab, and of course, Himachal is just a neighbouring state, the Aam Aadmi Party would have focused a lot more on Himachal. It's a small state. If there's any rub-on effect from Punjab, it would have been felt in Himachal. But look at the numbers in Himachal. No survey is giving them even opening their account. Unlike in Gujarat, in Himachal, 0, 0, 0 all across, and the News 18 poll of polls also 0. Can you explain that to our viewers, Siddharth Sharma, why you decided to focus on the bigger state where it was tougher to dislodge the BJP or to give the BJP a run for its money, rather than in the smaller state, the state that was neighbouring to the state where you just won 93 seats 6 months ago?
Zaka, from so far away, sitting outside the studio, I am able to see on your leaderboard that two surveys are giving Aam Aadmi Party between 1 and 3 seats. So how come you are saying that we are...
Okay, you want me to read it out for you? Jan Ki Baat 0, P-Marq 0 to 1, ETG 0, Axis My India 0, Z Survey 0 to 3, Today's Chanakya 0, Poll of Polls 0.
Point that if... See, these surveys, this entire exercise about exit polls regarding Himachal Pradesh is too close to call, because according to your leaderboard, BJP can come down to 32, Congress can go up to 27, both of them not forming any government and Aam Aadmi Party getting 3 seats. It's a very strange and a very tight election to call. That is why we are not taking a call on Himachal Pradesh regarding our vote share or seat share. But to be very clear, Aam Aadmi Party contested Himachal Pradesh as vigorously as we contested MCD or Gujarat. Both the chief ministers of Punjab and Delhi, and including people like Manish Sisodia, have campaigned extensively, and the results will show. It's just that it's so close to call
I
that
don't
we
want to
cannot
run you
call
through
it.
the number of rallies Mr. Kejriwal had in Himachal as opposed to the number of rallies he had in Gujarat. But anyway, that's a debate for another day. Let's bring in Anand back into the studio.
Yes, quite chilly there in Himachal, and I've been listening into the conversation thanks to what technology can afford us to do. But the fact is that Himachal would have been easy pickings at a time when the Congress was vulnerable, the BJP was facing anti-incumbency. Why did they leave midway? Big question as I come down again. This line, I just skips a beat. Ab utaro aaram se. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alexa, and the quadcopter for doing that. Fantastic. I'm off, out, and there you go. That's interesting, Zaka, that they pushed a lot of effort there. They pushed in a lot of effort as they came in, but then suddenly midway they decided to lose steam. Now let me just first lose the quadcopter, and then we'll take this conversation forward. There you go. Up. All right. Thank you. See you soon, quadcopter. You've been fantastic at giving us some great views. Remember at that time. The Aam Aadmi Party was creating a lot of noise. They are the ones who actually raised the OPS issue initially.
Correct.
And then suddenly that entire group en masse decamped.
Yeah.
And from there it was silence. It was as good as radio silence. They said, "Arey chunav hai, kuch to dikhana padega presence. So let's go there." It was like half-hearted. You could see it. You could.
No, I'm
deny
very clear that they showed far more presence and campaigning in Uttarakhand 6 months ago than they did in Himachal. Perhaps, I don't know what the political call was, but it was clear that they were focusing way more on Gujarat, where, like I said, I mean, it's almost an institutional presence that the BJP has, only comparable to perhaps the left in Bengal.
No, perhaps they decided that rather than focusing on two states simultaneously, let's focus our energies where they thought they had a chance. And with the Surat municipal body polls giving them that edge, they thought there was a chance. There was dissonance there and they could cash in. If they get onto the leaderboard and handsomely in Gujarat, then perhaps their efforts are well. But one thing, there is a case study in every party that we're talking about. With the AAP, within a decade, ladies and gentlemen, they are now present in 3, if not 4 states as a force to reckon with, or in the conversation point. That's what they've been able to do beyond Delhi, Punjab, now Gujarat, and also now Himachal. The other aspect is Congress party. Look at the slide. No matter what they do, it's not working. It's not working. And of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP, no matter what they do, it is working, especially in Gujarat for the last 27 years plus, if we go by the exit polls. So what does it stand? Where one net takeout, hands down, is about the Modi magic. The Modi magic stands intact. Gujarat puts faith on the son of the soil for the 7th successive time. The BJP is poised to come back into power, retain power there, and a lot is to the credit of this man, Narendra Damodar Modi. In Himachal, the BJP is ahead. The Congress is hopeful. Once again, that's what happens. The other aspect, if you were to look at it as far as the Modi magic, the verdict reveals the voters' faith in Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Bhajap or Modi. PM Modi comes and that's what happens. AAP still not a national political force. If it does not get into the leaderboard in both the states, it will still have to work harder. More importantly, get boots on ground and presence in boots on ground. And Kejriwal, single digits in 2 states. That's what the exit pollsters are saying, though the AAP believes they will get into double digits in Gujarat. MCD may serve as a consolation for the Aam Aadmi Party, where they have trumped the BJP handsomely. Perhaps the BJP locally there deserved it, because there was a lot of acrimony within them. And the AAP now has the opportunity municipally and also Delhi state governance. So the Delhi model will be tested. Rahul Gandhi, Bharat Jodo is not helping the Congress together or the cause, because the Congress is also disintegrating. Congress hi toot raha hai. Bharat Jodo, is it not working or working? 2024 momentum clearly with the BJP based on the mega poll of polls, the exit polls so far. They seem to be in pole position to march ahead into nearly 13 states that will go to polls, and of course the Lok Sabha 2024 elections. There's a lot to talk about based on the exit polls, but are the exit polls going to be the exact polls? We will know that on the 8th of December, and there's only one place you need to be. Here with us, Elections equals CNN News 18. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye from me and Zaka Jacob. Always a pleasure.